I'm going to use the Cameronian reel, which is a fairly well-known reel in the key of D, in the Irish repertoire, to illustrate some of the issues that you will face if you decide to learn either the C-sharp D or the BC accordion for Irish music. Let's start. Now, if you're playing this, I'll be playing this on a C-sharp D box, so when I play the tune C-sharp D style, it'll come out in D. When I play it, try to show BC fingering, the tune will come out in the key of E. So it'll sound funny, but you should be able to see what's going on. First part of the tune is fairly straightforward. It's based around an arpeggio of D. And so on. This is very simple on the C-sharp D. Arpeggio of D is on the same direction of the bellows, push. Now when you move to BC, the first obstacle you will notice is that on the D arpeggio it's all on the pull, except for the F sharp, which is push. Which is easy enough to get used to, but it seems odd at first when you're wrestling with, when your bellows control is not as good as it might be. So, so far so good. Now, the second part of the tune is really where the differences show up, in my opinion. On the C-sharp D box, you will play almost the entire second part of the tune using these 4 buttons on the row. Those 4 buttons, with occasional forays into the outer row for C sharp and F sharp to smooth things out. So there's a lot of bellows movement there, but your hand is staying fairly static. This changes very radically when you move to BC style. In fact, when you're playing C-sharp D style, you're using 2 notes on every button pretty well. Whereas when you move to BC, you're going to have to use pretty well a different button for every single note. Apart from, you might get the A and the G will be on the same button, and so will the E and the F sharp on this outer row here. But you'll notice that your hand has to do an awful lot more moving, and your fingering has to be a lot more carefully thought out. Now, I may be making this look more difficult than it is because I'm not a BC player, but you will see. Take that last little phrase there on the C-sharp D. Just 3 buttons there. But on the BC, on the other hand, this is all on the pull, so your bellows movement's much smoother. Pull, all on the push. This gets a bit jerky, again because of the F sharp in the opposite direction. Again it gets smooth here. Push, that's a pull, and then all push. And now back to pull. So far fewer bellows changes and a lot more finger movement. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but this is why I think that learning the BC straight off without having played any kind of accordion before is more complicated. And without a teacher, I think you will probably do better on C-sharp D, but that's just my 2 cents. I love the BC, by the way.